Hi, it's Mariana, and today we are going to talk about how you can use a notebook if you are a parent. This video is part of a short series where I talk about the different ways you can use notebooks. 2 weeks ago, we looked at some famous people from the past and the way they used a notebook. It was Benjamin Franklin, Alexis de Tocqueville, and George Marshall. Last week, we looked at 36 ways you can use a notebook. It was divided into 3 sections: daily life, self-improvement, and inspiration. When I was researching this topic, I was looking at Twitter and Reddit and different blogs, and I was surprised how many of the ways that the people are using a notebook is child-parent related. So I decided to actually make a completely separate video. I've divided the usage into 3 categories. One is ideas for using a notebook about your child, then it's for your child, and the third one is with your child. Okay, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, like this video, and let's get straight into it. They say they grow up so fast, and they are right. There are so many things happening with our kids. They have their firsts all the time. It's a good idea to keep track of it, have a book where you can write down those firsts. It's not only interested for you as a parent so you can remember it, but also for your child. I remember when I was younger, I was looking through that book many times because it was really interesting for me to see how I was as a child. And even now as a new parent, it's really interesting for me to see what were my first, what did I enjoy eating, for example, what were my first words, and how it compares to my daughter. When keeping track of those things, you can use a notebook that you buy in a bookstore, which is like a baby book, where there are a lot of questions and you just answer them, and you can also include photos, and it makes a really nice book. But feel free to use also an empty notebook and make it your own. You can really write down anything and everything possible, all the milestones you can think of. The rule is write as much as possible. You can talk about the movement, so when they first sit up or stand up, walk, when you first visit the zoo, their favorite animals, favorite toys, songs, books, stories, what do they like to eat, what they don't like to eat, etc., etc. A special category in all this is a language. So our daughter is currently 9 months old, and all she says is some syllables and doesn't really make much sense. But I have a niece that is almost 3 years old. And what we are doing as a whole family, and by whole family I mean her parents, my other sister and her partner, my parents, my grandmother, we all collect sentences that she says. It can be something funny, surprising, unexpected. We write it down and we send it to my dad, who then collects all those sayings throughout the month, and then at the end of the month he sends it to all of us, and we rank our favorites. When we send it back to him, and he creates different graphs and rankings of different categories and so on. It's quite complicated and complex, but it's really fun. It's something that we do as a family. We've been doing it for now a year and a half approximately, and it's really something that we are looking forward to. And I'm sure that not only we, but also my niece will enjoy looking back at it, either at all those sayings, whatever she said, or our favorites of each month, or we also have favorites of the year. And it's something to laugh at, to enjoy, and to remember, because otherwise all those things would be lost. You would probably remember 1 or 2 things, but like this we have around 50 different sayings that she says every single month, and it's really fun to go through it and to remember the situations. Being a parent, and especially first-time parent, is scary and exciting, and half of the time you have no idea what you're doing. And it's, I believe, a great time to keep a journal, to keep a diary, write down those feelings and thoughts and what you're doing. I think that one day when your own child tells you that they are expecting, it will be a great gift to give this journal of your thoughts to your child. Another thing you can do is to keep a notebook with some ideas, experiences, quotes, with the intention of giving this to your child when they come of certain age. This can include anything and everything possible. Another way how you can use a notebook is to write down things you would like to do with your child when they are older. Very often we experience something and we think like, oh, I wish I could do this again with my child when they're older. I have to remember that. And then we forget. Make sure you have a list of those ideas somewhere where you revisit them very often so you don't miss out on those opportunities and experiences. A history notebook. Is something happening in the world right now that you believe your kids might be learning at school one day? If so, and especially if you're directly affected, write down your thoughts as you have them right now and track the way how it's evolving over the period of that event. It's going to make it so much more easier and also interesting for your child to learn about this period of time and to really understand how it was to live through it. I believe that keeping a notebook together with your child is an absolutely amazing idea. You can do, for example, a gratitude journal where you both sit down every day and write down things that you're grateful for. Maybe you write down one thing you're grateful for and you encourage your child to come up with another thing that they are grateful for. Another type of notebook you can use is for storing your memories and experiences, writing down things about the trip you've done, and again include your thoughts as well as the thoughts of your child. And a third way to use your notebook together with your child is to encourage your child to write down things that they would like to do before they turn 18. It can be stuff that they would like to learn or experience, and then make sure that you do them together. It's also good if you do it from a very young age. You then get a lot of ideas what you can give to your child on their birthday or on Christmas, so you don't have to give them stuff, but you can actually give them experiences. Having a notebook where both you and your child contribute together creates a really strong bond between the two of you and creates memories, and I'm sure that both of you will enjoy looking back at it years from now. I hope this video gave you some ideas how to use a notebook as a parent. Let me know down below which one is your favorite and like this video if you have learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. I post videos always on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time.